ויקרא יצחק אל יעקב ויברך אותו ויצווהו ויאמר לו לא תיקח אישה מבנות כנען קום לך פדן ארם ביתה בתואל אבי אמך וקח לך משם אישה מבנות לבן אחי אמך ואל שדי יברך אותך ויפרך וירא בך והיית לקהל עמים ויתן לך את ברכת אברהם לך ולזרעך איתך לרשתך את ארץ מגוריך אשר נתן אלוהים לאברהם.
וילך פדן הארם אל לבן בן בתואל הארמי אחי רבקה אם יעקב ועשיו וירא עשיו כי ברך יצחק את יעקב ושילח אותו פדן הארם לקחת לו משם אישה בברכו אותו ויצב עליו לאמור לא תיקח אישה מבנות כנען וישמע יעקב אל אביו ואל אמו וילך פדן הארם וירא עשיו כי ראו בנות כנען בעיני יצחק אביו וילך עשיו אל ישמעאל ויקח את מחלת בת ישמעאל בן אברהם אחות נוויות על נשב לו לאישה.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך את אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. Where is it? וישמע יעקב אל אביו ואל אמו וילך פדן ארם וירא עשיו כי רעות בנות כנען בעיני יצחק אביו וילך עשיו אל ישמעאל ויקח את מחלת בת ישמעאל בן אברהם אחות נוויות על נשב לו לאישה.
Missed it? Okay. Back and touch it again.
I can find it first. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
The Torah portion for this week tells the story of Jacob and Esau. Before these twins were even born, Rebekah was told by God that 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples shall be separated from your body, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger. When the twins were born, the elder was called Esau, meaning hairy, because his body was covered with hair. The younger was called Jacob, meaning heel, because at birth he was grabbing onto Esau's heel. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob in return for a bowl of lentil stew. This indicated that Esau only thought of what he would be getting right then, instead of what he was giving up in the future. When Isaac was dying, he was tricked by Jacob and Rebekah into giving his primary blessing to Jacob. Esau heard this and was enraged. He threatened to kill Jacob, so Jacob was sent away to Haran. We see that the selling of the birthright and receiving of the blessing is fulfilling God's prophecy. Jacob became the nation of Israel, and Esau became Edom, a synonym for all of the enemies of the Jews. Parsha Toldot contains 3 themes: jealousy between brothers, favoritism by parents, and the importance of maintaining your religion. Please put aside your Siddur and take out the Hertz Chumash and turn to page 93, Genesis, chapter 25, verse 19, where you can follow this morning's Torah reading. The prophet Malachi especially criticizes the priests who are in charge of the temple. They have not been good religious leaders among the people. They are not serious about their responsibility. Sacrifice of animals is not all that God asks of his people. They must uphold truth and righteousness. This is the real purpose for which Jacob and his descendants have been chosen by God over Esau and those that came after him. The priests must remember this, and they must lead the people back to God and an ethical life. You can follow today's Haftarah in your Chumashim on page 102. And then I'm supposed to start it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hanemarim b'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nevi'eh ha'emet v'tzedek. Masa Devar Adonai El Yisrael Beyad Malachi Ahavti Etchem Amar Adonai Va'amartem Bama Ahavtanu Halo Achesav Le'Yaakov Ne'um Adonai Va'ohav Et Yaakov V'et Esav Saneti Va'asim et harav shemama V'et nachalato letanot midbar Ki tomar edom v'ushashnu v'nashuv v'nivneh choravot Ko amar Adonai tziva'ot Hema yivnu va'ani eros v'kar'u lahem gevul risha v'ha'am asher za'am Adonai ad olam v'yenechem tirena v'atem tomru yigdal Adonai me'al ligvul Yisrael Yechabedav ve'eved Adonav v'imav ani ayer chodi v'imadonim ani ayer morai Amar Adonai Tzivaot lachem hakohanim bozei shemi va'amartem Bamevazinu et shemecha Magishim al mizbechi lechem megoal Va'amartem bamegeanucha be'emorchem Shulchan Adonai nivezehu V'chi tagishun iver lizboach en ra V'chi tagishu piseach v'chole en ra Hakrivehu na lefechatecha Ha'etzcha o ha'safanecha Amar Adonai Tzivaot Ve'ata Chaluna Afne'el V'chonenu Mi'adchem Ha'ayta zot Ha'isa mikem panim Amar Adonai Tzivaot Mi gam bachem V'yiskor delatayim
ולא תאירו מזבחי חינם, אין לי חפץ בכם. אמר אדוני צבאות, ומנחה לא ארצה מידכם, כי ממזרח שמש ועד מבואו גדול שמי בגויים, ובכל מקום מוכתר מוגש לשמי ומנחה טהרה, כי גדול שמי בגויים. אמר אדוני צבאות, ואתם מחללים אותו באמורכם. שולחן אדוני מגואל הוא, וניבול נבזה אוכלו. ואמרתם הנה מטלאה, והיפכתם אותו. אמר אדוני צבאות, והבאתם גזול, ואת הפיסח ואת החולה, והבאתם את המנחה, הארצה אותה נתכם. אמר אדוני, וארור נאכל, ויש בעדרו זכר ונודר, וזובח משחת לאדוני, כי מלך גדול אני. אמר אדוני צבאות, ושמי נורא בגויים, ועתה עליכם המצווה הזאת הכהנים, אם לא תשמעו ואם לא תשימו הלב לתת כבוד לשמי. אמר אדוני צבאות, ושילחתי בכם את המרע, וארותי את ברכותיכם, וגם ארותיה, כי אינכם שמים הלב. הנני גואר לכם את הזרע, וזרי תפרש על פניכם, פרש חגיכם, ונשא אתכם אליו. וידעתם כי שילחתי עליכם את המצווה הזאת, להיות בריתי את לוי. אמר אדוני צבאות, בריתי הייתה איתו, החיים והשלום, ואתנם לו מורא ויראני, ומפני שמי נחתו. תורת אמת הייתה בפיהו, ועוולה לא נמצא בשפתיו. בשלום ובמישור הלך איתי, רבים השיב מעוון. כי שפתי כהן ישמרו דעת, ותורה יבקשו מפיהו, כי מלך אדוני צבאות הוא. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העלמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ונאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד בדבריך אחור לא ישוב ריקם. כי המלך נאמן ורחמן אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הנאמן בכל דבריו. רחל Lechem al Zion, ki hi vet chayenu, v'la'aluvat nefesh toshia, bimhera v'yamenu, Baruch atah Adonai. Misameach Zion b'vaneha, Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu, B'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha, Uv'malchut bet David mishichecha, bimhera yavo, v'yagel libenu, al kiso lo yeshev zar, v'lo yinchalu od acherim et kvodo, ki v'shem kodshecha nishbat alo, shelo yichben ero le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai. Magen David, al haTorah, v'al havodah, v'al hanevi'im, v'al yom haShabbat hazeh, shenatat lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, lechavod u'letifaret, al hakol, Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mevarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha, b'fi chochai tamidei olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat.
When we met to talk about your Torah portion and your Haftarah portion, I know some of the themes that you said you learned from the portion that you mentioned in your introduction. One of them was that theme of jealousy between brothers. Now that would lead me to assume, of course, that you're saying there's never such a thing as jealousy between sisters. Is that correct?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean? I want to hear more.
Well, sometimes my sister and I are jealous of each other when one of us wants one thing and the other one wants another thing.
That does occur. Well, you also then mentioned parental favoritism. So does that mean that sometimes you go up and say to your sister, Mom likes you best?
Yeah.
You
sometimes.
have said that?
Well, I haven't exactly said that, but sometimes I want to do something and they say, no, I have to do such and such with sister, Shira.
Let me ask you, did she ever say that to you, or do you think she ever felt that way about you, that they like you best?
Maybe.
Maybe? How about it, Shira? Oh, you're being silent. Okay. All right. Well, what's the connection between the two?
Well, we're kind of jealous of each other.
Well, the jealousy leads to, well, where does that feeling of parental favoritism come from, rather?
Jealousy.
That feeling of parental favoritism, of course, comes from jealousy, which means that jealousy is something that what?
That everybody is jealous of somebody or another, and that we all want something that somebody else has, or something along that line.
And what should you try to do about jealousy?
You should try to avoid it.
You try to avoid it, exactly. Now, one of the other themes that you mentioned was the importance of continuing your religious heritage. Now, what does that mean in terms of this parsha to you?
Well, Jacob had to go to extraordinary things to maintain his religion by getting the birthright and the blessing. And sometimes I have to make a decision between going to school or coming to temple on a Jewish holiday. And I always choose to come to temple.
That's right. That means that at times you too have to make extraordinary decisions and decide that you're going to come to synagogue instead of going to school, because that means extra work and making up work, and you never ever make that decision just because you just feel like missing school, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Elana, at this point it's my pleasure to present you with some gifts, and then I'll present you with the gifts, and just make sure you bring the stocker bags back to me to empty. And then we will call upon, my pleasure now that since you are the recipient of the Cantor's Award, I'm going to ask someone else to give you that. Do you know who I'm going to ask?
No.
Who would I ask you to give you the Cantor's Award?
Probably the cantor.
No. It's going to be the Chazan. And then if the Chazan will please come up and present the Cantor's Award. All right. Elana, at this point, I'm going to ask that your friends and family rise in their seats as your parents come up on the bima to join us for the traditional blessings. Get the blessing for this happy occasion. Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praised are you, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has kept us in life and sustained us and enabled us to reach this happy time.
You want me to say it with you?
No, we can do it.
No, it's up to you.
Yes, we can do it.
And now your parents will give you the traditional blessing for girls. You want to do this on your own also?
Yeah, sure. Yisimech Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel Valeah. May God bless you as Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, who carried forward the life of our people. Amen.
And now